Did you know Teslas are a lot less likely to be stolen than the average car? They're about 90% less likely to be stolen, in fact. And there's a report here that showed stolen Tesla vehicles in the US have almost all been recovered. There's 115 stolen, 112 were recovered. That's crazy. So, of course, these things are high tech. Everyone's got the app. They can be tracked. And so even if a thief gets in your car and is able to rig it up, hack it, make it drive, you could just be like, you could just call up the
Nah.
cops and
Yeah.
be like, here he is. That didn't go well. That wasn't too much fun. Uh, so yeah, they have this chart. It's the Highway Loss Data Institute. They do this survey, this chart of stolen vehicles, and the relative claim frequency of a particular model compared to the average being set at 100. The Model S is 11 and the Model X is 12 whole vehicle thefts for 2016 to 2018 model years. Very low theft figures, obviously. Now, a lot of this has to do with volume as well. Popular cars likely more stolen than less popular ones. But I have to think stealing a Tesla has got to be the worst move of your life, like of all the cars you can steal. Because first of all, that owner is more likely to be savvy. The vehicle itself has all kinds of cameras and
You can't hotwire it.
no, I don't know how you
know?
start it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume you could hotwire it in some way.
Yeah, maybe use a hacking tool or something.
But yeah, there is actually an example here in Europe where there were some sophisticated thieves that managed a string of Tesla vehicle thefts through something called relay attacks. But even those vehicles eventually were recovered. I guess these things, they're connected vehicles, right? They're constantly communicating back to the web. They've got SIM cards in them.
Yeah.
So
You can just like program it to go home and then it'll come
I mean, it
back home
has,
to you.
yeah, there's summon features. The car knows where it is. The car is very intelligent. There's all types of technologies in there. And the average user, like, has this app association and this whole other piece going on. So even though it's a very expensive vehicle, it probably could be worthwhile to try and steal. And I mean, there's a whole system how people, I guess, steal these vehicles and sell them and ship them overseas or whatever it is that they've done. But so that's where the recovery component comes into play and is actually really interesting. You can steal one, but we're going to get it back from you anyhow. So, I mean, I don't think Tesla owners necessarily need, or would-be Tesla buyers necessarily needed this information to be pushed over the top to potentially consider one. But it's a little bonus for you if you are a Tesla owner. They are scary to criminals. Your Tesla is scary to a potential thief comparative to the average vehicle. Yours probably is going to be where you left it when you come back. I guess that's pretty cool. Now, one thing, this chart, it actually shows some of the lowest figures, so it's worth noting. There's some other cars that are similarly stolen not that frequently for whatever reason. BMW 3 Series, Chevrolet Equinox, Buick Encore, Subaru Legacy, a bunch of others. And I'm sure if we go look at the top, you're going to see your standard. Because you know another thing, Will, if you're going to go steal a vehicle, you should probably steal something that's ubiquitous, that's everywhere. Right? Because then it's like the report goes in, it's like, oh, they stole another gray Honda Civic.
Yeah, it's just a statistic.
There's a gray Honda Civic that's missing. Keep an eye out. Say, well, there's a lot, unless you got the VIN number and it's tough to track. You start stealing a Ferrari or something, there's not that many of them. If you try to move that thing around in public and it doesn't belong to you, you're already catching a lot of attention. Now, a Model S is still pretty common comparatively to like a Ferrari or something like that, but it's nowhere near as popular as a Honda. I remember for a long time, minivans were something people were stealing a lot of. So anyhow, whatever. Get a Tesla, and it won't get stolen.